Here we are, back at it again. Another night, another video. And tonight, I'm pretty sure y'all wondering what I got on my mind, what I'm talking about today, what I'm running my mouth about today, right? And the topic we got today is why backup plans are stupid, right? So often growing up, I'm pretty sure we all had parents who, if you were in sports or if you did anything of that sort, they always said like have a plan B, right? What if football doesn't work out? What if basketball doesn't work out? What if this or that doesn't work out? Always have your education to fall back on, right? And as I matured and developed, in my lifetime and gaining a little bit of wisdom and knowledge here and there, I started thinking like, oh man, I always had this backup plan, but what if I had just went all in, right? What if I had just put my total energy and drive and focus on this one thing, right? How would it have turned out? So that led me to tonight's topic and made me wonder like, are backup plans stupid? So without further ado, let's get straight into the topic. All right. Are backup plans stupid? Backup plans are not inherently a bad idea. In fact, for a rare and difficult goal, they are often crucial for long term success. However, the way you create and think about your backup plan makes all the difference. So, here, tonight, we're going to break down two sides of the argument and then we're going to kind of find some cohesion and some common ground between the two, right? The case against backup plans. This is a burn the ships argument, right? This perspective argues that backup plans can psychologically undermine your primary goal. That's what I was talking about earlier. Like, putting it in your subconscious mind that yes, I'm all in. I'm 100% bought into this idea or to this one particular goal. But at the same time, in the back somewhere in my mental, I know that hey, if this doesn't work out, then I can fall back on this, right? That may or may not be a good thing for you, depending on who you are and how you get down. So, point one, when it comes to the burn the ships argument, it reduces urgency and commitment. Knowing there's a safety net can subconsciously reduce the intensity of your effort. If you have a comfortable plan B, you may not be willing to push through the extreme pain, discomfort, and uncertainty required for a rare goal. One famous example is the conquistador Hernan Cortez. He burned the ships upon arriving to the New World to motivate his men that the victory was the only option. That goes back to what I was saying earlier in the burn the ships argument, whereas you thinking back and reflecting, like, if I had just went all in on this one idea, how would it have turned out, right? Point number two, it creates a self fulfilling prophecy. By investing mental energy and resources into a backup plan, you might be signaling to your own brain that you expect to fail. This can erode the absolute self belief necessary to achieve something against all odds. Again, that goes back to what I was saying about the subconscious mind, right? I read a book once, I think by like John Kaufman or something called Evolve Your Brain. It talks a lot about the amygdala and things like that. Just different parts of your brain, how they develop, but it talks a lot about the subconscious. And you have to be careful about how you program it, right? Because like point two says, it creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. It erode your self belief that's necessary to achieve that ultimate goal, right? Now, point three, it dilutes focus. Your attention, time, and resources are finite. I was listening to this one guy speak, and he put it like this, like bandwidth. We all have a limited bandwidth, right? Or when you're putting your energy and efforts into so many different things at once, being constantly tasked out to so many different tasks, you can't, it's hard to just focus on one, right? You're limited on your bandwidth, you're spread too thin. So every minute spent crafting a detailed backup plan is a minute not spent obsessing and obsessively pursuing your primary goal. For a rare goal, you have to be hyper focused, right? Almost maniacal. Dedication is what separates the successes from the failures, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, but being all out, it's a lot of people who want the same thing as you. And I know we all like to think we so special and we so gifted and so talented, but what's going to separate you from them? if it not be talent, if it not be marketability, if it not be execution, what's going to separate you? It's going to be that maniacal dedication, right? That obsession with this one goal. Okay? So here, now we have a case in support of having a backup plan, right? And basically, what we like to approach this as is the intelligent risk management argument, right? So this is just basically saying like, are backup plans stupid? They may or may not be, but here's the argument for backup plans. This perspective argues that backup plans are a tool for resilience, not a mission of defeat. Point one, it reduces anxiety and prevents panic. The pursuit of a rare goal is incredibly stressful and filled with setbacks. Knowing you have a contingency plan can free your mind from a fear of catastrophic failure. This reduced anxiety allows you to think more clearly, perform better under pressure, and make rational decisions instead of desperate and panic ones. Okay? Point number two, it enables longer persistence. If your goal is rare and difficult, you will likely face multiple failures. That's just how it is sometimes, man. You got to lose to win, right? You're going to take a lot of L's. We don't call them losses, we call them lessons. All right. A backup plan ensures that a single failure isn't catastrophic. It allows you to live to fight another day. Without a backup plan, one major setback could force you to abandon your quest entirely for financial or practical reasons. This could be anything. This could be family, emergencies, like they say, financial. It could be anything, any type of emergency that may occur. A backup plan provides the runway to try again and again and again. And that's a beautiful thing, right? To know that somebody in the fight, to know that person that's in this with you, or if you're in it alone, to know that I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep continuing, continuously developing myself until I achieve that goal. Okay. Point three, it reframes failure. With a backup plan, not achieving your primary goal isn't failure, it's a pivot. This growth mindset allows you to learn from the attempt and apply those lessons to your next endeavor. Whether it's another try at the rare goal or a shift to your plan B, it turns a potential disaster into a strategic redirection, right? So that's what I was saying earlier. Not really what I was saying earlier, but that's kind of the mentality shift, the kind of 180, the switching your brain to another side, the psychological play you have to utilize, when you're in these endeavors or when you're pursuing something this great, right? Whatever that goal may be. All right. So, like I say, if it's shifting to that ultimate goal, then there's no problem with it. I believe. Right. I've done this before. Okay. I was actually going for this goal, but I'm studying this on the side, right? So my job is this. I'm in school for this. I might not be doing so good at the job because I'm just starting out, but on the backside, I'm still studying. So this might not be falling through, the promotion or whatever may not be falling through in the timely manner that I wanted to, but on the back end, I'm studying every day, every day, every day. So when it's my turn, I'm ready again, right? If any opportunity should pass me by, but that's what we're trying to reduce, right? So here's where we try to find a little bit of cohesion with it. How to create a backup plan effectively. All right. The problem isn't the backup plan itself, it's the psychology behind it. The key is to create a backup plan that protects you without undermining you. When we're creating this backup plan, what we have to think about is how we create this backup plan correctly. Point one, create a when I succeed plan, not an if I fail plan. Frame your primary goal with absolute certainty. Your mental dialogue should be when I become this or when I become that, not if I become this or if I become that. The backup plan is simply a practical piece of life management on the side. It's not the central narrative. Point number two, make your backup plan a springboard, not a cushion. Design your plan B to be something that supports your primary goal or is a lateral move, not a comfortable retreat, right? So when we think about the cushion, like the cushion can be what we consider bad. So, for example, if I don't get into this school, whether it be medical, law school, this engineering field, I'll just go work in my dad's company. This is comfort, and this can reduce your drive, right? Now, on the flip side, the springboard, what we would consider good, This is an example, like, if I don't get into this school, medical, law, engineering field, I will work as an EMT to get more patient care experience and reapply next cycle. This supports your primary goal. Kind of like what I was saying earlier. Yeah, I have a job doing this, but I'm in school to study this. So while I'm gaining that knowledge, I'm trying to better myself at this job, right? Even if I may miss the promotion, even if I may get overlooked, even if I might get passed up, that next go round, I'm gonna be the next guy up or the next girl up, right? So, number three, compartmentalize it. Create your backup plan in a single focused session. Write it down, file it away, and then get back to working on your primary goal. Don't constantly revisit it or daydream about it. It's an insurance policy. You pay the premium, which is like the time to create it, and then forget about it unless you need it. Okay. So, number four, ensure it requires effort. Effort is key. All right. And oftentimes, effort will create efficiency. A good backup plan should not be an easy passive option. It should still require effort and ambition, just in a different direction. Okay. This prevents it from becoming a too tempting escape hatch at the first sign of trouble. So, in conclusion, as I finish up, for a rare and difficult goal, not having a backup plan is reckless. All right. But centering your life on the backup plan is self sabotage. And that could be all based on the individual and whatever mentality you have. If you're the type of person, like me, for example, sometimes I have to put my back against the wall. Sometimes I have to put myself in a corner so bad to where I don't have any choice but to come out swinging, right? Fighting for my life. And for me, it's a difference in mentality between survival, thriving, dominating, and just maintaining and sustaining, right? It's a big difference in mentality. But sometimes you need that. I believe it was a famous boxer who said it's hard to win a boxing championship when you sleeping in a mansion, right? It's really hard, man. But the optimal strategy is to pursue your goal with the absolute belief of someone who has burned their ships while having acquired practical intelligence of a general who has men or soldiers and supply lines secured. Okay. Pursue your goal with 100% commitment. Don't take shortcuts. Don't try to look for a way out. None of that. But have a plan to ensure that a single defeat doesn't end the war. A well designed backup plan isn't a plan for failure, it's a plan for resilience, which is a prerequisite for achieving anything that's rare and difficult. Okay. So, again, y'all, again, didn't want to stay too long, didn't want to be too long. I just kind of had this going through my head, like when I was reflecting on life and just thinking about different things, and as I enter new endeavors and try my hand at different things, and as I build my skills toward those. um this is what came up in my mind now. What do you guys think? Are backup plans stupid? Like, our backup plan's a bad idea? Do you think that one should have a backup plan? Do you think it depends on whatever you may be pursuing? Or do you think in general everyone should have a backup plan? Because we all know in this economy, in this life, nothing is certain, right? Let me know what y'all think. Drop it down in the comments. Give this video a like, a share, whatever. If you don't, you don't. If you do, I appreciate it. But that's all I got for y'all tonight. I'm out.